Hi there. NEC would like to thank you for the purchase of your new MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM Changer. With it, you're about to experience a new dimension in CD-ROM Changer performance and flexibility. Your new CD-ROM Changer loads up to 4 discs, which include music, multimedia, or data CD-ROMs. It plays your music CDs at 150 kilobytes per second, the same as an ordinary home music CD player. However, your MultiSpin 4x4 Changer can play your CD-ROM titles at 600 kilobytes per second, 4 times as fast as a single-speed CD-ROM reader. That means you'll have faster access to data, smoother graphic animations, and full-motion video. Thanks to the simple format of this video, plus the installation poster, you'll have your NEC MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM Changer added to your computer in no time at all. We'll do it together step by step using a typical computer. Although your computer may be different, the internal workings for all of them are essentially the same. And you don't have to be a techie either. The only tool you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver. In this 5-step process, we'll pause after each step with a screen like this. This way, you'll be able to catch up with me. Plus, I recommend that you follow along on your poster. Together, we'll be finished in no time at all. Now, while you're working, keep in mind that the contents of this video are explained more fully in the user's manual that came with your MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM Changer. Don't hesitate to use it. Additionally, get out the owner's manual for your computer. You may need to refer to it at different points in the video. And finally, relax. You're not in this alone. If you have any questions at any point during our installation, call NEC toll-free at 1-800-388-8888. Our technical support staff is there ready to help you. Okay, let's get going. Begin by turning off the power to your computer, your monitor, and all devices. Now, most importantly, unplug your computer's power cord and discharge yourself of static electricity. To do so, touch your finger on one of the screw heads at the back of your computer. Do this periodically during your installation to protect the sensitive circuitry in your computer. Next, disconnect all devices from your computer. Mark the cables if you need to and remove all devices from the area so you have ample workspace. Locate the screws that hold your computer's outer cover. Refer to your computer's owner's manual if you need to. Not all computers have screws. Regardless of how yours may differ, carefully slide your cover off. Take precaution not to snag any of the cables inside. I think this is a good time for me to pause and let you catch up. Remember, number 1, unplug all cables and cords prior to removing your computer's cover. Number 2, discharge static electricity from your body often. Number 3, slide your computer cover off carefully, making sure not to catch any cables. Good, you're back. I'll bet the cover came off without a hitch. Once the cover is off, it's essential to take precautions around your computer. The board and the chips inside can be very sensitive. And remember, keep discharging yourself from static electricity. Your computer may have a metal support bar like this one. Make sure all cables you install run beneath this bar so they won't get pinched when you replace your cover after installation. Our first step is to locate at the front of your computer a 5 1/4 inch open mounting bay that's waiting for your new MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM Changer. It's right here. Now, before you decide which bay to use, make sure there's a corresponding opening for that bay in your computer's cover. Now, this opening is often covered by a plate that simply snaps out or is held in with screws. On many PCs, there may be additional plates that need to be removed. See your computer's manual for more information. The next step is to remove the CD-ROM from its protective packaging. Some computers require special rails for mounting CD-ROM drives. These rails are provided by the manufacturer of your computer. Consult your computer's manual for more information. To attach the rails, use the screws provided, 2 to each rail. Tighten until the screw is snug. Do not over-tighten because this may damage your new drive. Most plastic rails just snap into the drive bay assembly, while others need to be secured with screws. Again, I suggest you take a look at your computer manual for the proper method. On some computers, like the IBM Value Point, the bay is wider than the CD-ROM Changer. For these computers, metal spacers are provided to mount your CD-ROM. See your MultiSpin manual for complete installation details. Let's take a look at systems that do not require rails for CD-ROM installation. On these systems, start by locating the screw holes on each side of the mounting bay. In order to secure your MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM Changer, you may have to temporarily reposition other drives that may be blocking access to the screw holes on your mounting bay. To do this, simply remove the screws that secure that drive. Then, without disconnecting any cables, gently reposition the drive. Be careful not to rest the drive on any circuit boards in the computer. If necessary, see your computer's owner's manual for more information. Next, carefully slide the CD-ROM Changer into the drive bay. Align the holes of the drive bay with the screw holes on each side of the CD-ROM Changer. Use the screws provided with the CD-ROM Changer to secure the changer in the bay. Tighten until snug, but don't over-tighten these screws. Now, if you had to reposition any drives to secure your MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM Changer, return them to their original location. Be sure to replace any screws that were removed. So now that the changer is mounted, let's get power to it. You'll find a power cable with a 4-hole plug inside your computer. This plug matches the 4-pin connector on the back of your changer. Simply plug it into your drive. You'll find it's designed to work just one way. Now it's your turn to do the work. Remember the following steps. Number 1, remove your computer's bay cover plate and any other additional plates. Number 2, if necessary, install rails as described in your computer's owner's manual. Number 3, reposition any drives if necessary. Number 4, install the CD-ROM Changer in the open bay on the front of your computer. And number 5, connect the power cable into the CD-ROM Changer. You just made it through the toughest part, and you're doing fine. Now in this section, we're going to make the IDE connection to your CD-ROM Changer. First, we need to determine which installation is right for you. If your computer has a secondary IDE connector on its motherboard, or if you're upgrading an existing CD-ROM reader to the MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM Changer, then it is not necessary to install the supplied enhanced IDE controller card. To find your secondary IDE connector in your computer, begin by locating your computer's hard drive. Now in this computer, it's here. Next, follow the gray ribbon cable attached to your hard drive to its connection on your computer's motherboard. This is your primary IDE controller. Now, look for another connector identical to the primary IDE controller. This is your secondary IDE connector. If necessary, refer to your computer's owner's manual when you need more information. If you have located the secondary IDE connector, you can now proceed to Section 4, connecting your MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM Changer. Now, if your computer doesn't have a secondary IDE connector, let's install your new enhanced IDE interface card. Discharge yourself first of static electricity. Then remove the card from the NEC static bag. Be careful to hold the card only by its edges or the mounting bracket. But before installing the enhanced IDE controller card, we must first prepare the card for installation. Now, if you're currently using Windows 95, or if you plan to upgrade to Windows 95 in the future, you need to set the piano key dip switch located here. For Windows 95, set switches 1 through 4 to the off position. If you're currently using Windows 3.1 and you don't plan to upgrade to Windows 95, Then leave the switches at the factory settings. Now we're ready to plug the enhanced IDE card into one of the expansion slots on your computer. The expansion slots on this computer are here. On some other computers, they're located down in this area. There are 3 different kinds of expansion slots. The long slots here are called 16-bit slots. The other 2, which are shown here, are shorter. They're called 8-bit slots and PCI slots. Each expansion slot has its own corresponding access slot located on the chassis of the computer. The access slots are usually covered by a removable plate like the one you see here. Remove the plate covering the access slot by taking out its screw. Next, be careful to hold the enhanced IDE card only by its edges or mounting bracket. Then, position the card so that the mounting bracket faces the opened access slot. Gently but firmly push the card slowly into the expansion slot without forcing it. It's kind of like a wall plug. Secure your card by replacing the screw that you removed previously from the access panel. Okay, let's now review these steps before we move on. Number 1, determine if it's necessary to install the enhanced IDE card. Number 2, for Windows 95, set the enhanced IDE piano key dip switches on the back panel. Number 3, locate the expansion slot in your computer. And number 4, insert the enhanced IDE card without forcing it. You'll feel it snap in just like a wall plug. If you decided in step 3 to use your existing secondary IDE connector and there's already a gray ribbon cable attached to it, simply plug the open end into this slot on your MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. Make sure that both rows of pins line up with both rows of holes and that the colored stripe corresponds with the arrow on the back of your CD-ROM changer. Now when you see they do, push it in firmly, but don't force it. Be careful not to bend any of the pins. If a gray ribbon cable is not attached to the secondary IDE connector, then use this cable that was supplied with your new MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. First, attach the cable to the IDE connector on the back of your computer, so the red stripe lines up with the pin marked 1. Now attach the other end to your new MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. Be sure to line up both rows of pins and the red stripe with the arrow on the back of your changer. If you've installed the enhanced IDE interface card provided with your CD-ROM changer, now attach the wide gray ribbon cable to your CD-ROM changer. Next, connect the remaining end of the gray ribbon cable to the enhanced IDE interface card. Note that it's key to fit only one way, so that makes attachment easier for you. Remember to run this cable under the brace that may be on your computer. Now we're going to connect the audio cable, but only if you have soundboard capabilities or if you installed the enhanced IDE interface card. Simply plug the audio cable into the line out at the back of your CD-ROM changer. Again, it's key to fit only one way. Then attach the other end to your sound card or audio input on your computer's motherboard. If needed, use the supplied adapter. You may need to refer to your sound card or your computer's owner's manual to properly make this connection. If you do not have a sound card and you install the enhanced IDE interface card already, then attach the audio cable to the audio connector on the card. Now is a good time to double check all your connections before we replace the computer's cover. And again, be certain that all cables run underneath the brace. Now that all connections have been secured and checked, replace your computer's cover. Remember, fasten all screws that you removed in step 1. And once you've replaced the cover, proceed to hook up all peripherals that you removed before installing your MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. Let's pause here so you can connect your CD-ROM changer and reassemble your computer. Number 1, connect the secondary IDE connector or the enhanced IDE card to your MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. Make sure both the pins and the holes line up properly when installing the wide interface cable. Number 2, connect the audio cable to the back of the CD-ROM changer. Number 3, run all the cables under your computer's brace. Number 4, replace your computer's cover and connect all the peripherals. This is the last step in our installation process. Soon, you're going to be playing your first CD-ROM. All that's left to do is to install the driver and utility software necessary to operate your CD-ROM changer and to enable you to switch from one disk to another. Under Windows 3.1, software can be installed in two different modes. The first mode takes your drive and breaks it into subdrives, one drive for each CD-ROM slot. This is the preferred mode of installation because it gives you the flexibility to play audio and CD-ROM disks interchangeably from any slot. However, Windows 95 will only allow a 4-letter drive configuration. Therefore, it's important to remember you can only play music CDs in the first slot on your MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. Also, when installing your CD-ROM titles in Windows 95, you must always play them from the same slot from which they were installed. We'll begin by showing the software installation for Windows 3.1. First, start your computer and get Windows up and running. Next, insert the disk provided into your floppy drive. Go to your File Manager and double-click on your A drive to open the disk. Then, double-click on the application called install.exe, located in the Win31 directory. You will then be asked where you want your drive and your utility software installed. The default directory is C:\MCD. If you want the directory to be on a different drive or with a different name, you can change it by typing in the text box. Next, click OK. You'll then be asked to select an operating mode. For Windows 3.1, select the single drive mode. This completes your software installations for Windows 3.1. After rebooting, you're ready to use your new MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. For the Windows 95 software installation, start your computer and get Windows 95 up and running. Insert the driver utility diskette into your floppy drive. Next, double-click on the My Computer icon in the Windows 95 desktop. From the My Computer window, double-click on the floppy drive that contains the installation diskette. Next, double-click on the Win95 folder and click once to highlight the file NEC HNGER. Be careful not to double-click on this icon. Now, click on the File menu and select Install from the drop-down menu. The driver utility software is now being installed into the directory C:\Windows\System\IO_Subsys. If you used your secondary IDE controller and your computer, the software installation is now complete. Quit all applications and restart Windows to use your new MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. If you install the Enhanced IDE interface card, you need to set up the Enhanced IDE controller as new hardware. To do this, click on the Start button. Next, click on Settings and select the Control panel. Now, double-click on the Add New Hardware icon. You'll now be asked, do you want Windows to search for your new hardware? Make sure that Yes is selected and click on Next. This process will take you a few minutes. When the installation is complete, click on the Detail button. At this time, you should see a message, Standard IDE/ESDI Hard Disk Controller. Click Finish. Your Enhanced IDE interface card and Windows 95 driver utility software is now installed. Quit all applications and restart Windows to use your new MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. Let's quickly review the last steps of this installation process. Number 1, select a drive operating mode for Windows 3.1 installation. Number 2, if you install the Enhanced IDE card and you're using Windows 95, be sure to run the Add New Hardware utility from the Control panel. And finally, quit all open applications and restart Windows to use your new MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer. Your MultiSpin 4x4 installation is now complete, and you're now ready to experience and enjoy all the advantages of NEC's MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM changer technology. If you have any problems, please refer to your owner's manual, or you can call NEC Technical Support. They're standing by at 1-800-3 388-8888. Thank you for purchasing the NEC MultiSpin 4x4 CD-ROM Changer. We're sure that this new technology will allow you greater flexibility while enhancing your multimedia experience.